Today on People Now.
If I was a man, then I'd be the man.
Taylor Swift's incredible transformation into the man in her new music video.
As Black History Month comes to an end, we're hearing from stars who are inspired by legends who paved the way before them.
Plus,
they're upset, but I feel like they understand.
Snooki's leaving, the situation is back, and the cast is here to spill all the drama from this season of Family Vacation.
You have never seen a group of girls like this.
RuPaul's Drag Race is back. We're in Vegas with some fan favorites and new contestants hitting the red carpet.
Also today, Sopranos star Jamie-Lynn Sigler is here with an update on all her exciting new projects.
That and more live today on People Now.
Hey, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to People Now.
Woo.
Good to see you. Big day today.
Yeah, any Sopranos fans in the building? Yeah. You don't see him, but Phil actually is a really big Soprano fan. He's talking about Meadow Soprano being here.
Yeah, he's going to have, we're actually going to protect her from him because he's got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
All right, this could be Taylor Swift's biggest transformation yet, guys. Taylor is bringing to life her feminist anthem, The Man. Here is a quick look.
'Cause if I was a man, then I'd be the man.
Yeah, Taylor dropped the new video on Thursday morning after she teased it on social media throughout the month. She wrote, directed, and stars in it as the fictional character Tyler Swift. It's a pretty remarkable transformation, actually, and Taylor really plays up the whole man act. We see Tyler living it up on a boat, surrounded by women, partying it up in the club with his boys, taking some shots, throwing money in the air, as men do. Having a temper tantrum on the tennis court after he loses a match, as men do. During the end credits, fans really get to see just how Taylor transformed into Tyler. The makeup artist, really incredible here. Look at what went into this. Her eye color even got changed.
This is next level.
That's actually my favorite part of it.
Yeah, it's
that's really cool. Also some pretty great Easter eggs, inside jokes as well, alluding to Taylor's previous work throughout this music video. So after man-spreading on the subway, Tyler takes to the wall to kind of mark his territory, so to speak. Look at the graffiti, 1989, Red, Reputation, all album titles. A sign that says, if found, please return to Taylor Swift. Oh, and that's a no scooter sign as well. I don't know if you see it.
Oh.
Yeah, no scooter, a little shade referencing Taylor's famous feud with Scooter Braun. Also, a poster for Mr. Americana referencing her doc that recently came out on Netflix, so it's full of stuff.
Good promo there.
Yeah. Cool promo, yeah. Cool video. Taylor worked on every aspect of it, but she doesn't voice Tyler. She looked to Dwayne Johnson for that. Fans get to hear him speak at the end when Taylor gives Tyler some direction during the tennis court scene. So a lot for fans to kind of chew on there.
Yeah, and we can't get enough of this, so we want to know, what is your favorite scene from the music video? Is it the man spreading on the subway? Perhaps it's the party on the boat? You might love the world's greatest dad scene, or maybe your favorite is the tennis court tantrum.
She really owns it here.
I like the man spreading because that's a real problem in New York.
It is a problem. I'm actually shocked how much I see it now that it's been made a thing.
I like that she's highlighting it so we can stop it. All right, vote in our People poll. Tweet us your thoughts using the hashtag PeopleNow. We're going to check in on that later on in the show.
All right, an attorney for Lori Loughlin and her husband Massimo Giannulli has filed a motion to have their trial date postponed. The attorney claims to have explosive evidence that allegedly reveals Rick Singer was told to lie by the FBI. So in court documents obtained by People, Loughlin's attorney explains that prosecutors have released previously withheld exonerating information about the couple, who have been charged with bribery. The alleged information includes written notes by Singer that detail concerning conversations that he had with the FBI about recorded phone calls that they directed him to make to his clients in order to induce inculpatory statements to be used against those clients. In the documents, he states Singer's notes indicate that FBI agents yelled at him and instructed him to lie by saying that he told his clients, who participated in the alleged side door scheme, that their payments were bribes rather than legitimate donations that went to the schools. So with this new information, the attorney's hoping to figure out whether or not Singer actually told Loughlin and Giannulli their donations were bribes or if their donations were going to the school. So Loughlin and Giannulli allegedly paid $500,000 to Singer to falsely designate their daughters, Olivia Jade and Isabella Rose, as recruits to the University of Southern California crew team, though neither actually participated in the sport. All right, moving on to this. Drew Carey's ex-fiancée, Amie Harwick, feared her ex-boyfriend Gary Pershouse for years. Pershouse is accused of strangling Harwick and throwing her over the balcony of her Hollywood Hills home on February 15th. Pershouse and Harwick dated 10 years ago, and after she ended things, he allegedly began stalking and harassing her. She even filed 2 restraining orders against him. Rudy Torres, a longtime friend of Harwick and a former co-worker of Pershouse, opened up to People about what he alleges was Pershouse's obsessive nature. He recalls after the breakup having to tell Pershouse to stop trying to get in contact with Harwick and to move on. Even though Pershouse flirted with other women, he insisted that Harwick was the one for him. And Torres realized how serious the situation had become when he learned from restraining order documents that Pershouse allegedly broke into her apartment and harmed her. He says, quote, "You really need to stop. You need to leave her alone." After this confrontation, it turns out Pershouse cut him off. So according to Torres, Harwick still lived in constant fear because of Pershouse. Now Pershouse is behind bars, held without bail. He's charged with murder and residential burglary with a special circumstance with allegation of lying in wait. He has not yet entered a plea. His public defender did not return People's calls for comment. We always like to remind you, if you are experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233, or you can go to thehotline.org. Let's talk about this. Japan has decided to close all schools for 1 month. It's in an attempt to prevent the spread of coronavirus. According to the Associated Press, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe made the announcement on Thursday, urging schools to shut down until late March. The move will affect about 34,847 schools and 12.8 million students across Japan. According to the AP, Abe said the move was made to prioritize the health and safety of the children. The New York Times reports that there have been 186 cases in Japan with 4 deaths. Meanwhile, in the United States, the first case of coronavirus in a patient who did not recently travel overseas was reported. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced on Wednesday that the case was reported in California and the patient had not been exposed to anyone else known to be infected with the virus. The CDC explained that the patient's exposure is unknown. The new case brings the total diagnosed in the United States to 15. President Donald Trump held a news conference on Wednesday and announced that Vice President Mike Pence will be in charge of the country's response to the virus. Andrea, you have more for us in Star Trek today.
Yes, I do. We are kicking off Star Trek today with 2 new bundles of joy. This is very cute. Brandon Jenner and his wife, Cayley Stoker, have welcomed twin sons, Beau and Sam, into the world. The births were announced on Instagram on Wednesday by Brandon's mother, Linda Thompson, who shared a series of photos of the newborns. Look at them there. Ooh, baby fever is what I got. Alongside the photos, the proud grandmother wrote in part, "Feeling so blessed as a family." Linda also confirmed that the newborns were fraternal twins, and their full names are Beau Thompson Jenner and Sam Stoker Jenner. The couple first announced they were expecting twins in August, and Brandon told People at the time that the couple was very excited. Brandon also shares a 4.5-year-old daughter, Ava James, with his ex-wife, Leah. He told People in August that Ava is super excited to be a big sister. And Leah has nothing but love for her ex's new wife. She recently posted a smiley selfie of herself with Cayley, and she wrote in part, "Sometimes you just get lucky in life," with the hashtag #SisterMamas. Love it that we're all just getting along. All right, Real Housewife of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp has given birth to a baby girl. Teddi revealed on Instagram that her daughter's name is Dove Mellencamp Ariave. She was born at 19.5 inches long and weighs 6 pounds, 8 ounces at 5:59 p.m. on February 25th. And I love the hashtag in the caption, #LoveDove. It's a really pretty name. Co-star Kyle Richards commented on Teddi's post saying she's flawless and I love her so much. And Erica Jane wrote, "She's beautiful." Teddi shared the celebration on her Instagram stories, showing Kyle visiting her in the hospital there. Then later, she shared a video of her husband, Edwin, rocking Dove. Very sweet, proud papa right there. She also shared a photo of her filling out well wishes for her baby girl, which included what the reality star hopes her daughter never forgets, what she'll learn, and who she will become. Teddi and Edwin first announced Dove's arrival on Instagram on Tuesday. Edwin wrote, quote, "Minutes after our miracle baby was born. Well, we are so happy mom and daughter are doing well." All right, calling all fans of The Office. A new children's book was announced earlier this week in honor of the show's 15th anniversary. It will feature kid versions of your favorite sitcom characters, and it's called The Office, A Day at Dunder Mifflin Elementary. Yes, so the story will follow an elementary-aged Michael as he works to become the world's best line leader. It's also going to include other Office characters like Dwight, Jim, Pam, Stanley, Phyllis, Meredith, Ryan, and Toby. So it's geared towards children, but it's filled with plenty of nods and Easter eggs from the original series, making it equally as enjoyable for adults. The book is set to publish on October 6th, but it's available for pre-order now. Now, The Office ran for 9 seasons on NBC from 2005 to 2013. Since the show went off the air, fans have been campaigning for a reboot. John Krasinski recently revealed that he is all for getting the Dunder Mifflin gang back together since the show is absolutely everything to him. He said, "That was my first experience with Hollywood. It was the first creative family I've ever had. In many ways, they will always be the most important people and the most important experience in my career." So yeah, if they did a reunion, I would absolutely love to do it. That was his quote. Let's make it happen. I feel like of all shows, The Office needs to come back, right?
And the fans, I think, would be there for it. We got to get Michael in. I think that's the key.
All right,
That's my
those
prediction.
are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us, guys. Snooki's leaving. Mike, the Situation, is out of prison. Talking all that and so much more with the cast of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Plus, the stars of RuPaul's Drag Race are teasing up the cultural phenomenon's latest season. Stick around.
All right, February is Black History Month, and we're hearing from some of our favorite celebs about the legends who continue to inspire them.
In this week's issue, Kerry Washington honors the late Diane Carroll, going so far as to say there would be no Kerry Washington without Diane Carroll. She explains that Carroll's mere existence was proof of a world where black girl magic existed at the highest levels.
Washington adds that her time with Miss Carroll was always so meaningful and called her Black Hollywood royalty. Mary J. Blige praises Shaka Khan, saying Khan is someone who no one can duplicate. There cannot ever be another. Vocally, none of us can do what she did.
Blige recalls how Khan blew her mind when she first heard her sing as a kid. And then Naomi Campbell reflects on the legacy of Nelson Mandela, calling him a figure of hope for people around the world.
While Issa Rae calls Debbie Allen a legend and someone who paved the way for her, she shouts out Allen for everything that she's accomplished, including her talents for directing, performing, and dancing.
And rapper Common reveals that he has been inspired by boxing legend Muhammad Ali ever since he was a kid. Common says that there was something electrifying and inspiring about his energy, his spirit, and his personality.
Sierra honors Missy Elliott and reflects on how she changed the music industry. Sierra says Elliott was one of the very first artists she looked up to because of her fearlessness and her creativity. She says that the first time she met Elliott, it was surreal, and they have been sisters ever since.
And finally, Jamie Foxx tells people that he is inspired by Sammy Davis Jr. Foxx admits that he wanted to emulate the crooner because of the multiple talents that he possessed. All really inspiring stories, inspiring people. Great to hear from them. Let's talk about this. This year's nominations for the Academy of Country Music Awards have been announced. And leading the pack with 5 nominations each are Maren Morris, Thomas Rhett, and producer Dan Huff.
Dan and Shay, Justin Bieber, Blake Shelton, and Old Dominion follow with 4 nominations each. The Biebers got in there. Facing off for this year's Entertainer of the Year is Luke Bryan, Eric Church, Luke Combs, Thomas Rhett, and Carrie Underwood. And it's nice to see a woman in that list this year. That's been a problem in the past. She actually won the award in 2008 and 2009.
Underwood is also nominated for Female Artist of the Year. She's up against Kelsey Ballerini, Miranda Lambert, Maren Morris, and Casey Musgraves.
Now that's a stacked category. Last year's Entertainer of the Year, Keith Urban, is set to host the show, following Reba McEntire, who took on the gig last time. The 55th ACM Awards will air live on April 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas.
Woo-hoo. You're supposed to be at the inaugural ball.
I was at 4 inaugural balls. And now I'm here. With you.
Where's Melly?
2 floors and the whole wing away.
Mr. President.
I like that. Say it again.
Who can forget Tony Goldwyn as President Fitzgerald Grant III in Scandal? It was one of his most memorable roles ever.
Yeah, I missed the show. He's the latest celeb to swing by couch surfing to take a look back at some of his most beloved performances. And in the 100th episode of Couch Surfing, he predicts what happens to Fitz and Olivia after the series ended. Take a look.
I feel like Fitz and Olivia got together, that they figured it out, and she went to work for Melly in the White House. They probably became the power couple that they were meant to be.
And sometime in Vermont?
I wonder if Olivia became president of the United States.
Oh. Can't you just call Shonda up and make that happen?
No, because I don't want her to rain on my parade. And she's like, Tony, that's not what happened.
And you can dive into a bunch of Goldwyn's other roles when Couchsurfing's 100th episode drops on PeopleTV this Friday. Now watch this.
Yeah, buddy! Every family member is home.
Oh my God!
Yes, get excited. Jersey Days are officially back. The Jersey Shore crew has reunited. This season, we see a lot of drama, but we also see Mike the Situation released from prison, and he told us what it felt like to get back to the group.
There was no feeling like it because these guys are actually not my friends, they're family. So, you know, being reunited with them was just the best. Obviously with my wife, who's an angel, it was really something else. I was so excited to get back to work and life, and all the support from my family and loved ones really meant so much.
Now, Snooki has announced that this is her last season on the show, and she opened up about what the fan reaction has been like since she made the announcement.
Devastating.
Yeah, they're upset, but I feel like they understand. And, you know, the reason is, like, it's just really hard on me, especially having my third baby. And I just need to be in, you know, a right mindset. And that's just being with my kids right now.
What are you guys gonna miss most about having her on the show?
I mean, my meatball.
Getting arrested.
What am I gonna do without my meatball?
Yeah.
Everything.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna be drinking wine. Oh, well, luckily she's become a little bit more of a drinker.
She's a wino.
Okay.
It stressed me out.
I'm sure we'll adjust. Hopefully, we'll see her still somehow.
We're still gonna be friends.
Yeah, you know.
I'm not going
Well, I do feel like even through the years talking to you guys here at People Now, it seems like you do stay close.
Yes,
The show isn't the key.
We have our
You're already doing your
Yes.
thing.
We
right.
literally talk every day.
Yeah.
Group chat is lit.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
We haven't filmed the new season yet either, so I feel like there's still hope.
Oh, okay. Maybe something could happen.
You know what? I'm going to second that with my sister J-Well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna third that.
We're gonna fourth it? Okay.
I don't know. I know
She knows a little bit.
Yeah, who knows? It could happen. It's hard to imagine the show without her. Ronnie was in the news a lot a few months ago because of the tumultuous nature of his on-again, off-again relationship with Jen Harley. Don't worry, though. According to his close friend Mike, he's doing a lot better these days.
I always text him here and there and just let him know that we support him. As long as he's not on the news, that's a good situation.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? So, and he's been good lately. I've been seeing him, you know, he's getting back to the basics in GTL, and he's always, you know, getting back to relying on his faith in church and things like that. So it's good. I feel he's on a positive track, and that is pretty much the best that we can hope for right now.
We're glad to hear he's in a good place. Now, Dina recently got candid on Instagram about her son having a foot condition after mom shamers came after her for not putting her son in shoes.
He wears braces right now, like 22 hours a day, and he adapted so well. He's like walking in
And he
them.
looks the
Yeah,
cutest in
I
them.
can't.
Little booties.
And they're already correcting.
So
we do physical therapy 2 times a week with him. And he's doing great.
Yeah.
Is there, what has helped you maybe get through? I would imagine at first that could take a toll, right? As a mom, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, it probably feels kind of crappy that people are having those types of opinions.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just like, my son's perfect, like, you know, it doesn't matter, I don't really care. And then like, they're like, oh, well, why don't you put shoes on him? Why is he, I'm like, because he can't. He has metatarsus adductus and he can't fit in a shoe. Like, it is what it is. And I think that, and other parents come up and they're like, oh, my son had this, my daughter had this, and now they're running around and they're fine. And I know he'll be fine and he's good. And how I sat down, I was like, this is fixable. Like, some parents go through so much worse, you know, so this is easy fix.
Now, Jenny has been very open about her son's diagnosis with autism, and she recently revealed that he's been struggling with OCD tendencies.
I feel very confident as a parent to put out all the milestones, and I really just want to break the stigma. But at the same time, there's always those like backseat driver parents, the people that want to tell you or insinuate that they know better, and they're not in your lives 24/7. So I just always try to stay above it, post the positive, because I really do want to help parents out there, and I really do want to make a difference. So when my son is older, even if the OCD tendencies are still there, the stigma's gone. But right now we're trying to break them. It's hell.
Yeah, is that kind of the day-to-day for you at this point?
It is. He's getting a lot better ever since that post, but some days, like, he just wants to walk in a room a certain way. And if you don't do it, he needs you to actually start all over. And I'm just like, well, we're just gonna keep on walking because, you know, that's not how you're gonna live your life, and you can't live your life like that, especially in the public. In 2 months during Autism Month, I'm taking him to Disney. So that's gonna be my best week ever, or it's gonna be a disaster.
Well, right.
I'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Now, last season of Jersey Shore, we saw Jenny struggling with her relationship with Zach Carpinello after major drama with Angelina. On Instagram, it appears that the couple is as happy as ever. JWoww opened up about why it was hard to introduce him to the group.
I realized that after looking back at the show, I forgot what it's like to introduce someone to these guys and how intimidating it might be and how intimidating 30 cameras might be in your face. And I kind of just like threw him to a pack of wolves. And my roommates are great, but you never know how it's gonna turn out. And it didn't turn out great for us. So I just realized if I wanna have this relationship that I hold near and dear to me, I have to kind of remove him from that type of, not you as a situation, but a situation of filming. Because we don't know how anything ever turns out. So we don't know if there's like bigger stories or bigger things. So we just see it like the fans do.
Yeah, speaking of love, this season will feature Angelina's wedding. And at the time, reports emerged that her female co-stars gave a mean-spirited speech that didn't go over well. Angelina has even said that she wants a total redo of that day. Here's what the cast had to say about that.
I think it was a fantastic day.
It was a beautiful
It was a beautiful day.
Everybody danced and had a good time.
But why is she? Yeah, why is she saying she wants to read it? Tune in
have
and
to ask
find
her.
out.
If you could redo anything about that day, is
Family
there anything
vacation.
you would personally redo about it?
Maybe my lip color.
That was the faux
I didn't really like my hair.
I would have objected, you know, and said, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have confessed your love.
You would have stood up.
And Vinny is set to return to Chippendales. Ooh, look at him there. So we asked what the prep looks like for this Keto Guido. What? It's the picture we showed to become a full Vegas stripper.
I get tan.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing, you know, when it comes to preparing to strip. There's a whole.
You won't get tan for us, but
This
you
is like the
tan
off season,
to strip.
and then you go into like it's almost like preparing for a fight or a battle.
Is there a same preparation in escorting when you do escorting?
No, escorting's a little more lenient. The diet isn't as strict.
That's off season, right?
And the lights are dim, so it doesn't matter if you're tan.
Exactly.
But okay, really for you, when prepping to hit the stage again as a legit stripper with Chippendales, what is the toughest part of getting back into shape for that?
It just sucks. Like, you know, I cheat once in a while. Like every week I have a little something now. That time I'm like never eating a carb, never eating a piece, like any sugar. Like it's just literally just very strict. And I'm miserable. And they can all agree.
He's so cranky.
But it looks good in a thong, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Final question about it. Who do you go to when you feel like, all right, I think I'm ready? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Who matters the most in that opinion?
Honestly, no. That's myself.
Okay.
Because I'm the like guest host. So there's really no expectation to me to be a big meathead or anything.
No, you're there because you're you.
I can go there and not be in shape. I can wear a tuxedo if I want. I choose to like be in shape. You know?
Partake in the
festivities.
Festivities.
He's the main
people
show.
what they
he's
want.
not the host. He's literally the main.
No, people are showing up because of it.
But I don't have to
But
do
like
that.
he's like in a shower naked.
Our nation's biggest stars come out. Young Money in the house. Miss Nicki Minaj.
I named myself Nikki Doll after you.
Well, you are doing me proud.
Who down with AOC? Yeah, you know me. Tandy Newton, you made it.
I'm a little frightened, but fascinated.
The hilarious Leslie Jones. Look so beautiful. Are you ready?
Season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race is back on Friday, February 28th. We cannot wait. This season, going to be one to remember for sure. And if you don't believe me, we get the inside scoop from a few of this season's contestants on the red carpet of the new live show, which is out in Vegas. Watch.
Let me tell you right now, and I know you hear this every season, but I mean it. Look me in the eyes. Are you looking at me? You have never seen a group of girls like this, like ever. Like, and you'll see tonight even, we are so vastly different from one another that it's like, it's really going to be one of the best seasons ever.
Competition's fierce, I'm sure, right?
Clearly, like very, very fierce.
What you can expect from me is a lot of high energy camp, a lot of anime references, manga references, words that white people can't say, a lot of Japanese references, a lot of jokes about farting, a lot of references to like dark humor.
Basically a little bit of everything.
A little bit of nothing, yeah.
Mama, it is the ticket. It is the end all be all. We are the most talented people that have ever been on this show. We gonna turn it out, sis.
Ooh, I'm hyped up now. As you saw in the trailer, the guest hosts this time around are next level. You have comedian Leslie Jones, U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and the one and only Nicki Minaj. Now, winner of RuPaul Season 11, Evie Oddly, gave us her reaction to the news of the Queen of Rap joining the judges.
Oh, that's so fierce. Season 12 is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what the girls have, what the show has. It's going to be a killer year.
If you could have a dream judge on the show, who do you think would be like perfect for the season?
Me.
Duh. Why haven't they got on that yet?
I'm too judgmental. They know I'm too right.
Who knows? Maybe in the future. It's wild to think this will be the 12th season of the popular show. And Chanel, who was a contestant on the very first season, as well as the All-Star season, opened up about how the show has grown over the years.
I would have never thought 11 plus years ago that the phenomenon of what Drag Race is now would have ever been, you know? I mean, we had nothing to gear ourselves by. When I was asked to come on the show, it was like, you know, bring 18 of your most favorite fabulous looks and kind of just go with it. So that's what I did. And to think so many years later, you know, in so many countries that this has become like the biggest thing in the world in entertainment, it is such a blessing. And I am so happy to be a part of it.
I mean, the show truly has become this cultural phenomenon. They're even taking over the Las Vegas Strip. RuPaul's Drag Race Live is on the stage at Flamingo, Las Vegas, and promises to have you out of your seat. The show is running on now and running through August 1st. Snatch your ticket today.
All right, many people know Jamie-Lynn Sigler as Meadow Soprano on the iconic series The Sopranos, and most recently she starred in Lifetime's The Neighbor in the Window.
Yeah, she's doing a lot. She's also a mom to two little boys, Kyle and Jack Adam. She's here with us today to talk about it all. Please welcome Jamie-Lynn Sigler. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we have a lot to get into, but let's start with this. You love traveling with your kids.
Yes.
You recently posted pictures from Punta Cana.
Yes.
Yeah. How is traveling with little kids? And what are your tips?
Okay, well, my first tip is you really don't need to travel with them until they're about 4. I learned that the hard way. We travel with my oldest son, Bo, a ton when he was little, and he has no memory of it. It's so stressful.
It's just complicated for no reason, right?
So complicated. So what we did was the family flew to New York. We dropped the youngest, Jack, and my husband off with my parents, and then Bo and I headed down to Punta Cana. And the reason we went there was because I partnered with them. They have this new initiative called the Punta Cana Promise. And what that is a consortium of over 60 hotels and hospitality groups that have joined to ensure the highest in security and safety and quality in food and beverage. It's a wonderful initiative so families can travel to one of the most beautiful places in the Caribbean, in my opinion, and feel safe and have a wonderful time. And I can say firsthand, we had the best time.
I'll bet. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to add to the travel tips, iPad.
Well, yes, an iPad does not hurt any food, snacks.
Yeah, lots of food, lots of snacks.
They are never not hungry.
Is there a favorite family trip you've done with the whole crew?
With the whole crew. We have one coming up later in the year, but the whole crew, I mean, we've traveled to New York so much to see my family, so it tends to be just kind of LA, New York, LA, New York. But this Punta Cana one, I think, was something really special for Bo and I. He's 6.5 now, so I think he's really going to remember it, and it's a really special thing that we got to do together. The water slide that's all he was looking for.
Did you hit that?
I didn't go on. I was there to catch him at the bottom every time.
You talk about motherhood a lot on one of your podcasts. You have two, so you're very busy. Podcast, Mama Said, with co-host Jenna Paris. So how does it feel to have that outlet to kind of vent about things?
It's amazing because when I was first going through motherhood with Bo in that first year, I didn't realize how hard it would be. I didn't realize that I could love my son but really struggle with motherhood. First of all, your identity is completely stripped away. The lack of sleep, all of the questions. I just assumed that I was not maybe a good mother because the climate's different now. People weren't talking open and honestly about motherhood then. And obviously things have changed for the better. It's wonderful because now moms have a community and a space to talk open and honestly without judgment. It's clear we love our kids and we want the best, but it's okay to, talk about the hard parts too. And so Jenna and I were pregnant with our seconds at the same time, and she was kind of that person that I could openly talk about these feelings with. And we went back through our text messages and we realized this could be a podcast. This could be a fun place because we're two very different moms. We have very different opinions, but there's no judgment. There's no right or wrong way. And so that's how Mama Said was born.
Yeah, and then if that wasn't enough, you have another podcast with Robert Eiler from
Yes,
Sopranos.
yes.
So yeah, what is it like getting back with him to work on Pajama Pants?
Well, so Robert and I are best friends and always have been. And I think that it's sort of like showing us in our true dynamic and who we are. So many people know us as Meadow and AJ, but like Rob and I have like this like intense love for each other. And we're also very different. He doesn't act anymore, a professional poker player. He's sober. People don't know a lot about that part of his life. And then I have me, I'm a mother, I live with MS, I'm still acting. And then our friend Kasim, who's a comedian, who's also sober, and we're always kind of trying to set Rob up, and we have great friends that come on. It's just been a wonderful outlet, and it's just a great time for Rob and I to sit down with each other once a week and talk for 2 hours.
Have you been successful yet, setting him up?
No, right now what we're doing is like grooming him to get ready to be set up. He has like no interest in dating.
Okay, what does he need to kind of hone in? Like, is it like the wild
I think it's just like getting out of his routine. He hasn't dated in 2 years. He's like kind of like wanted to kind of like just step back, and I totally respect that because it was part of his sobriety and everything, but I think it's just more like he's so used to like living on his own and not having anybody to
like he probably doesn't even see
interfere
the
with.
flaws anymore, right?
Yeah, he's like, I eat when I want to, I go to bed when I want to, so like, why somebody come in and mess it all up?
All
We're
right.
trying to explain that it's actually nice to
That's
have a
good.
partner.
Nice that he has someone like you. Let's talk about The Sopranos quickly. Obviously, such an iconic thing. So many people, when we heard and talked about you coming in, people come out of the woodwork. Oh my gosh, love the show.
Aw.
And it still resonates. When you're
Yeah.
flipping through the channels and you see it on somewhere, will you stop and watch, and does it make you nostalgic?
Okay, so here's the thing. I've never seen it.
What?
We heard that might be true, and I wasn't sure.
But it's only because it was so personal for me, and I also knew that I was still so young. Like I knew I wasn't going to be appreciated, and not appreciate, just like, but really understand. Like it was just so much more about the personal experience. But now, having all of this time, I'm waiting for my kids to get older where I'm not as exhausted as I am, where like, if I have nothing to do, I'm asleep by 9 p.m. So like, I've got like 40 minutes max once the second one's to sleep that I can like watch anything. But once they're older, my husband and I, he's never seen it either. We are
Really?
going to sit down and we are.
You guys were meant to be.
It's
I
so
know, right?
good. We recently had Lorraine Bracco on. She was talking about James Gandolfini and her favorite memories of him. Do you have a favorite that kind of sticks out to you?
You know, Jim was the type of person, I wasn't easy to like open up. Like I didn't open up well in my 20s because I had so much going on privately, and he was just that person that like knew me so well and just knew the right way to go about it, where he would just come up and be like, are you okay? And I could never lie to him, and I'd be like, no, and he would just bring me over and I could explain what was going on. And I, for not thinking he would do anything about it, and the next thing I knew, he would be having a phone call made or sending someone something or someone to make things better for me. He was somebody that went out of his way to take care of people when he really didn't need to. Wow. And that's, to me, the best quality about him that people that didn't get to know him should know, is he was just an incredibly giving person.
That's a really great legacy. What an incredible story. His son Michael, of course, starring in this prequel, The Many Saints of Newark. What does he need to do to get it right?
Oh, nothing. Look at him. Look
He's
at
got
his
it.
eyes.
Yeah.
He has Jim's soulful eyes. He's got a beautiful heart. Oh my God, Michael has such a crazy, amazing career ahead of him. I just know it, and I love that boy so much. He's so wonderful.
You mentioned this before. You revealed a few years ago you're diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's something that has been, I don't know, at this point you've dealt with it a while, and you've opened up more and more about it. How do you not let it slow you down, and how are you doing today?
Look, I have my bad days, as we all do. I think what has happened is that, you know, for me, it was so much about fighting it and keeping it a secret and covering it up. And then when I came public about it, then it was accepting that people knew. And now it's sort of shifted into this thing where I think people don't realize, they think with chronic illness, it's so much the physical stuff and the way it affects you physically, but emotionally, it can really affect you even more.
Yeah.
And it's almost become this thing where I'm like realizing all of the things that it's brought to me, the positive things it's brought to me, and who it has made me today. I know I wouldn't be without it. Do I still wish I didn't have MS? Sure, but it's like my thing in this lifetime, maybe, and I am dealing with it the best I can. I'm still independent. Look, I just went on a trip alone to Punta Cana with my son. You know, I'm still able to work, and I have the energy to do all of these things that Does it slow me down physically in certain ways? Sure, but I've figured out in the 18 years of living with it how best to function, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything in life because of it.
That's amazing. And you're friends with Selma Blair. She's been
Mhm.
really open about her MS. How is she doing today?
You know, Selma, I mean, I can't speak for her, but what I can say to her is that she is another face of MS. It all affects us all differently. Like, nobody is the same, and I think that she's been brave from the get-go in sharing the highs and the lows of it, and I commend her. I think she's giving a voice to a lot of people, and she's fighting it every day, as we all do, the best she can. She's a wonderful mother. Our kids go to school together, actually,
Oh,
and play
wow.
in the playground, which is really sweet. But she's a pretty magical person. I remember the first time I saw her after she had been diagnosed, because I've known her through the years, and just still had that bright smile despite being in the midst of like a big flare-up. Like, I was just so impressed with her energy and her verve and her positivity despite what she was dealing with.
incredible.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank
stopping by
you.
and sharing all
Nice
of
to
this.
talk to you too.
And everyone, make sure to check out her podcast and everything else she has going on.
All right, Billy Crystal and Ben Schwartz currently star in Standing Up, Falling Down. When we caught up with them about their new film, we also spoke to Billy about a milestone in his life, his upcoming 50th anniversary, to his wife, Janice. Watch.
Hey, People magazine, every year you do a hot couple. We will be married 50 years, June 4th.
Oh, you were in this.
If that's not the hottest couple in Hollywood, then I'm canceling my subscription. Just think about it.
And you've had a subscription for 50 years.
50 years.
That when they got married, they started their subscription to People.
Yeah. The first one it's written on parchment paper.
Yeah, I remember
The
that.
People
And it was
magazine.
delivered to you via pigeon.
Yeah, via pigeon.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it actually has a Roman numeral.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
What's the secret of a 50-year marriage? We see other people.
Constantly?
Constantly.
Wow.
Yeah, constantly.
Wow, and you're telling people
I'm
this?
insatiable.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
No, the thing is, and Ben knows her. She's a great person.
Janice is unbelievable. What they have is so special, but Janice by herself as a human being is funny, so intelligent, kind, caring, and they make good parents. So it's something for me to look up to. And Billy's been through a lot of success. I'm not trying to talk about your relationship.
It's fine.
So, but what Billy has done is that it's very hard in this industry to, when you get a little hot streak or something, it seems like the whole city consumes you. And every minute, nobody's going to tell you to say no. Everything keeps saying no. But he has found a way to make sure that family's most important, to give his time to his kids, to his grandkids, to his wife. And that is something that is paramount. That is something that I've learned from Billy. The real life stuff.
And that's how it works.
That's how it works.
No, she's kind, she's funny, she's smart. And I don't know, it just gets better and better.
I love their love story.
How great is he?
I know. Billy also spoke to us about Here Today. It's an upcoming film he co-wrote, directed, and stars in alongside Tiffany Haddish. Take a look.
She's an electric talent that had to play a little against her type in this, which is why I wanted her, because I thought if we could show her in a different way and still harness all that wonderful brilliance that she has and that electricity that she can have to this character in this relationship with me, it would really be something special. And she came ready to work. She came ready. There was never any situation that she was not comfortable with. I'll do it. And then always wanted to know why, how, and it was a great experience for both of us. And she's quite great in the movie. We've had our first screening, test screening, about 2 weeks ago, and the audience really loved it. So Here Today, I'm not sure when it'll come out, but we're just finishing it up now. It's a really charming, emotional, funny movie. I'm quite proud of it.
We'll be looking for that, but Billy Crystal has famously hosted the Oscars 9 times, second only to Bob Hope. We spoke with him about an emotional phone call that he once received from 5-time Oscar host Johnny Carson after one of his hosting gigs. And since the Academy Awards have now gone hostless for 2 years in a row, we also asked him if he would ever consider hosting the Oscars again. Watch.
I've done 9.
So you need one more for 10.
Yeah, I think, it's...
You need to get that 10.
Do I?
No, you're fine.
No.
You have nothing to prove.
I think I'm okay.
You're good after 4. I don't know why you did 5 more. Just for fun.
I know.
You already
I spoke
proved
to
yourself.
Johnny. I spoke to Johnny. It's the greatest phone call I ever had in my life. It was after the 98 show, which I have to say was quite a good show. It was the year Titanic won The next morning, phone rings. It's my assistant Carol, and she says, Johnny Carson's on the phone.
Oh.
I went, right. I said, oh, it's probably Chris Guest or it's Marty Short doing Johnny. She said, no, it's him. I said, really? She said, yeah. What should I do? I said, tell him to off. And she paused. Boss, I said, I'm just kidding. I'm sweating. I'm sweating like Albert Brooks in the broadcast note. All right, give me a breath. Boom. Pick it up. Hello? Hi, Billy's Johnny. I gotta tell you, that was sensational last night. I'm sitting there with Alex, and I'm saying, look at this guy. And then she said, why don't you call him? And you know what? I just wanted to tell you. And he said all of these lovely things, and it was just, I get emotional thinking about it. It was so important to me. And I hung up the phone and went, wow. And he said in the phone call, no, I did 4 straight, and then I took a year and came back and did the 5th, and I should not have done the 5th. He said, it wasn't as much fun. But, you know, you should do it forever. And that was really one of the great experiences of my life.
Such a touching story there. For even more from Billy Crystal and Ben Schwartz, you can watch their film Standing Up, Falling Down in select theaters, on demand, and streaming on digital right now.
Okay, we are taking a look at our question of the day. We've been asking you which scene from Taylor Swift's new music video for The Man is your favorite.
Hoping it's the man spreading scene. Yes.
Oh, whoa, called it.
You know what? I put it out there into the Twitterverse.
And
they
it paid
delivered.
off. Yeah, all right.
Should be a lesson to us all to not do that. All right, we'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now, so tune in for that.
Coming up tomorrow, one of our favorite sharks, Mark Cuban, is talking business in Shark Tank Season 11.
Plus, we are joined live by Wilson Cruz. He's here telling us all about the new Apple TV docuseries Visible. Thank you so much for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from 2 stars on Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hello, my name is CeeLo Green.
And I'm Shawnee James.
And this is One Last Thing. The last country I visited was the Philippines.
The Philippines. It was the Philippines. New Year's Eve.
My last fashion faux pas.
We don't have fashion faux pas. They're not allowed.
My last fashion faux pas was allowing you to have an opinion about it.
The last show I binged was Peaky Blinders on Netflix.
True.
That is God. And that are the Peaky Blinders.
The last time I laughed out loud was yesterday on the plane.
Yes.
I think we startled some people.
Yeah.